Hello, how are you? It's LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, and once again, I am here to share some get back on track solutions for my fellow entrepreneurial spirits out there looking to get clear about how to get back on track and do what you need to do in your online business with strategy and intention. So, hello, welcome. If you're watching me live, just kind of drop into the box and let me know who you are. And of course, feel free to share out this web class today because sharing is caring. And if you're watching the replays, remember to drop into the comment box hashtag replays rock. Good morning, my dears. Good morning. Good morning. So listen, today's conversation is really a good one for me. What I want to do is talk to you about one thing that you can let go of and one thing that you need to bring back. So it's a bring back one thing, let go of one thing kind of a conversation. Now, before I even get started talking about one thing you should let go and one thing you should bring back, I want you to kind of reflect on what that means to you when it comes to your life, when it comes to your business, when you're thinking about you getting back on track right now. What are some things that you may go, oh man, really and truly, I feel like it's time. It's time for me to either reset the clock and jumpstart, bring this thing back into my life and bring it back into my universe versus, wow, in order for me to level up and move up and do what I need to do to move forward, this is something that I need to let go of. And as you reflect on that throughout our conversation today, feel free to drop that into the comment box. I've been really thinking about it. It's been weighing on my heart that this is something that I really need to reconnect with and bring back into my life versus something I need to let go of. Okay, so take an opportunity to reflect on that, and I'm going to really dig into that today. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is talk about this idea that there should be at least one thing that you bring back, especially for those of you entrepreneurial spirits out there looking to get clear about how to consistently bring revenue into your business. Okay, now this part of the conversation is actually me pulling a page out of, once again, the Position to Profit Planner, which you can get access to as part of the Cash Flow Goals audio series plus the 36-page digital planner. Now, before I dive into this, let me say this right now, because we've got a holiday quickly approaching, right? I'm sure a lot of people are going to be hanging out and doing what they need to do with their free Monday. For those of you who are 9-to-5 entrepreneurs, I do have some holiday goodies and giveaways for you. And you can find the link to that inside of the Back on Track free downloadable guide, because that guide includes the latest goodies and giveaway for the upcoming holiday, plus a lot of the resources that I share with you as part of this series. And if you don't have it, you can go grab it at sistersense.com/BOTG, which stands for Back on Track Guide. It's absolutely free. You can download the PDF from my Google Drive so that you can access the resources and learn more about the goodies and giveaways happening for the holiday weekend. All right. That being said, the Cash Flow Goals Guide plus the audio series is inside of that, inside of you creating what I like to call your catch-up kit. And inside of the Position to Profit Planner, you'll find your 7-day calendar. Now, we're on Thursday, so today I'm going to talk about Throwback Thursday. Now, I'm sure if you've been online for some time, you've probably seen people do some form of a Throwback Thursday, and then usually people are sharing photos or videos of something fabulous that they shared in the past, right? Now, as an entrepreneur, I feel like what you need to do is level up the concept of Throwback Thursday and use this as an opportunity to bring back some of your previous signature offers. So, here's what I want you to consider doing this weekend, okay? Share with your followers for one day or as a weekend sale. Hint, hint, the holidays coming up this weekend. We've got a holiday weekend. Share with your followers for one day or as a weekend sale. What offers have you selected to bring back? So think about for yourself, what are some signature offers that you've created that you can potentially bring back for either one day or as a weekend promotion, okay? And then also think about how you will share this particular reduced rate opportunity and for how much. Now, let me talk about two things as far as throwbacks are concerned. Number one, you want to consider for yourself, if you already have content, if you already have digital products, if you already have services, figure out if there's a particular signature offer that you know that your community could use right now, that you know is one of your signature offers, that you know you absolutely love sharing and people get value from and results from, and bring that back into the mix. Now, a lot of the entrepreneurial spirits in my circle have courses or books. Think about something fabulous that you can bring back. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to share with you 3 great examples of opportunities when having a throwback Thursday just makes sense. Now, these are actually based on yesterday, because on Wednesdays, I have clarity calls with my clients, and after some fabulous one-on-one private sessions, some of those conversations kind of motivated me to want to have this conversation with you. Hey, Anissa, welcome, my dear. So, one of those conversations was around one of the ladies in my circle. She says, you know what, LaShanda, I actually want to step back. I want to step back for a minute, and as opposed to promoting and creating, I really just want to focus on the back end of my business right now. And in focusing on the back end of my business, I want to clean up. I want to work on my calendar, I want to work on my focus, and I want to work on my sales funnels. So the cleanup and the calendar, the focus, and the funnels. And I said, okay, that's a great thing for you to do. Let's talk about some strategic things that you can do while you're working on your back end. And she said, you know what, I definitely want to make sure that I've got some promotions that are working for me. And I said, well, this is a good opportunity while you're working on your back end to bring out maybe 1, 2, or a few offers that you've created before, and share those offers in the front end of your community in a smart promotion. So essentially what I helped her do is put together a lead magnet free offer and then a paid upsell offer too. And that upsell offer was based on some of the amazing content that she had created in the past. I'm big on bundles, so we worked on going through some of the things that she created. I helped her come up with a great brand message for that particular offer with the freebie plus the upsell. So inside of that conversation, she said to me, LaShanda, I love this. I love the concept. I love the brand, but I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous because I feel like I'm going to be talking about the same thing. I'm going to be talking about something that I talked about before. And I said, well, let me be clear on this, right? Unless you can say that of your X 1,000 or X a million followers, every single person has opted in and purchased that thing, there is always an opportunity for you to re-talk about the things that you've got in your circle. And you ever feel like that? You created a book or you created a course or you have a worksheet and it was, oh yay, and you were so happy day when you made it. And now maybe 3 years or 3 months or whatever into the future, you're like, I got to do something different. The reality is that somebody needs what you've got. And even though it's not something that it's new, that you physically just fresh and new created it, there's still value. And sometimes you got to go back and listen to your good so that you get excited about it again and go, oh, wow. I completely forgot about how that made me feel. Feel good about it, and so you can feel confident about throwing it back into the circle. I also said, let's be clear. There's some people who, even though you put it out there, they didn't quite hear what you said because they weren't in a space to receive it, and now they are ready to receive it. Plus, think about when you last put it out. Between then and now, I'm sure there are new people who've never even received that message from you before. So never think about you talking about something that you've sold before as you being repetitive or boring. The reality is that there's such a thing called best-selling offers. The reality is that there are books that we read today that were published hundreds of years ago. Right? We read books today that were published years ago because it's evergreen. The value is still there, and it still is going to resonate with us again and or resonate with somebody for the first time. So that being said, number one, I want you to think about if you are in a place where right now you're focused not so much on creating new things or promoting new things, but really focused on cleaning up your back end and getting your systems and sales right. And the front end, while you're doing that, throw back a great offer as an opportunity to bring in revenue and have something to sell to your community. As one of my signature Sister Sense statements, I'm always telling you guys, always have something to say, always have something to sell, and always have something to share. As a side note, you want to make sure that you go to, on the link here, sistersense.com/BOTG, which stands for Back on Track Guide. Inside of that free downloadable PDF guide, that's an opportunity for you to get information about, number one, some of my services. So if you want to schedule a clarity call with me, that link is in there, number one. And of course, number two, I have some fabulous good for you. The holiday is coming up this weekend, so I've got a giveaway and goodies. Plus, as part of that experience, me talking about this throwback conversation, I have what I call the Smart Start Bundle, which is an opportunity for you to either get a startup or jumpstart bundle with some great money marketing and sales trainings. And you can literally get it half off during the weekend holiday sale. Now, I say that to say this, there's so many smart things that you can do when it comes to a throwback opportunity. Number one, you can simply just pick up one of your previous signature offers and put it out there. Or number two, you can share a collection of offers. So for example, if you are an author, maybe you have 3 or 4 books under your belt, you can put them into a big, beautiful bundle and brand that bundle as something new. So it's kind of you putting a new spin on some great old content, very similar to what I've done with the Smart Start Bundle. For me, that's my throwback that I'm sharing with you. Anissa says sometimes people have to hear the same message several times. Absolutely, that's the rule of 7, and I'm always talking about repetition as a good thing. So yesterday we talked about your powering up your business to get back on track. Hopefully you had an opportunity to watch that web class, and I talked about how to power up your people, your prospects, and your perspective. And in this session, the first part, me sharing that conversation with my Clarity client yesterday, it was about kind of changing her perspective on me talking about consistently something that I've done before. It's not about being a bad thing as far as repetition. It can be a good thing. Okay, so here's another thing to think about when it comes to the Throwback Thursday concept. Another client that I had a conversation with yesterday, she said to me, okay, LaShanda, you know what? For the last couple of weeks, I've really been focused on this new product. So together we have brainstormed and come up with a new product that she's been putting together with worksheets and a planner. So, you know, I'm literally taking a page out of my Position to Profit planner and talking to you guys today about the Cash Flow Goals calendar Throwback Thursday specifically. And I have templates for my planners and my worksheets. So using the templates, and she's one of my private clients. So literally I went inside of her Canva and helped her lay out her content and update her graphics. That, by the way, is a program that I have. It's called Look, Learn, Launch. It's an opportunity to have done with you services so that I can literally work with you on your projects. The done with you content creation program is one of the support services links that you will find on the support services page inside of the Back on Track guide. I think it's the last page there. So in that space, you know, she's super excited about, you know, finalizing every little piece of this new offer, but at the same time, she's feeling behind. She said, you know what, LaShanda, it's been so many weeks since I've done any Instagram, and since I've done any live streams, since I've done any blogging, you know, social media. I need to find a social media manager. So I tried to connect her with a VA that I knew. But at the same time, I said to her, I can understand that feeling of being behind, but you don't have to feel like you've got to do 15 different things all at one time. So don't feel bad about the fact that right now you're focusing on the new product, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be focusing on the new products. But guess what? I brought back in that conversation, you have signature offers that you've created before. So this is a great opportunity to bring one of those back into the mix so that you can remind your circle, if they don't have it, they need to go get it. Use this as an opportunity to throw back some of your good. So it's funny because when we had our call yesterday, she was like, I don't know what I was going to say to you because, you know, I feel like other than me working on this thing, there's nothing for me to do. And I was like, okay, you got this to do, this to do, this to do, this to do. She's like, oh my gosh. This is why I get on these calls with you, because you always get me focused. And even when I feel like, I'm off track or I'm behind, you're helping me make sure that I can do what I need to do to stay focused and maintain that momentum. So inside of that conversation, I kind of wanted to pull out some pieces that I could now share with you, as far as if you are either in a space where you're working on your back end, simply focusing on the catch up and the cleanup, or your calendar or your funnels, or you're in a space where you're working on a new product. If you do have other products that you've created in the past, use this opportunity to share that with your community in the front end. Okay. So I've been integrating inside of this conversation some recommendations as far as what you can do, either just sharing one signature offer or creating a bundle offer. As I mentioned to you, my Smart Start bundle is a great example of a throwback that's rebranded and revved up for my community, new and old, and you can literally take a look at how that is put together and use that as an example of what you can do for yourself. The Smart Start bundle link you can find again inside of the Back on Track resource guide. That's absolutely free. There's a new updated version, so if you downloaded it, go back and get the new version at sistersense.com/BOTG, which stands for Back on Track Guide. Let's see here. Question for me. What is the best way to get started? I feel like I'm spinning and I really need, okay, it says more, but I can't click on more. Okay, here's the best thing that you can do to get started for me. What you can do is you can email me, sistersense@gmail.com. You can also go to the Sister Sense website and click the gray tab on the right just to send me a voice message so I can hear your voice and we can kick off that conversation. But email me a little bit more about how you're spinning your wheels, where do you feel like you're stuck, and we can talk about that a little bit more, okay? But thank you for the question. Again, guys, this is open to everybody. If you do have questions for me, feel free to check in with me, send me an email and or voice message too, okay? You can just click the gray tab on the right of the sistersense.com website and start talking it up, and I will check in with you, okay? Sound good? Awesome. So it's interesting that you talk about, feeling like you're spinning your wheels, because I had several really good clarity calls with clients yesterday, and I think it was maybe my third or fourth clarity call. That's Wednesdays is the day that I just knock out calls with clients, and one of the young ladies said to my circle, "I have a crush on you," and I was like, "Oh." She's like, "I just kind of love how you've put everything together and I trust you. I want to just kind of sign up for everything that you have. And, when you put stuff out there, I really get motivated to do things and I'm clear. And I want to kind of create that same experience for my community. So what should I be doing right now? Where should I be starting right now?" And, just as a side note, while I don't know where you are right now, my dear, and I'm going to get a little bit more sense of that when you check in and email me, in that conversation, what I was able to do for her is identify where her inner circle was and branch out. And I think it's a good place to start. It's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I woke up this morning with the phrase, curiosity killed the cat in my mind. I love your energy. Aw, thank you, my dear. Curiosity killed the cat. You know that, right? That statement. Now, as an entrepreneur, certain things you need to be curious about so you can have that innovation. I get that. But to some degree, when you've got social media in the mix and you're looking outward, and yes, I have my girl crushes too, but you've got to stop that curiosity to the point where you find yourself not doing what you need to do because you want to get it done like her or him. Right? So I said, before we even talk about my system and my strategies that you could apply to your business, let's work on your inward and go out. So I said to her, what exactly are you trying to accomplish right now? She's like, well, two things. I want to build a brand and I want to get some real customers in. So I said, okay, let's have conversations around that. Where are you with brand building? Where are you with your customers? And we really dug into that and then branched out into a step-by-step process for where she needed to start. And that, for me personally, deep in my heart, is where you need to begin. Because sometimes you try to look at what other people are doing And it's kind of like when the best way I can describe it is you're like, okay, I want my Twitter to look like theirs. I want my email to look like theirs. I want my Instagram to look like theirs. Number one, you can't compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. Number two, their voice is not your voice. Number three, their bank is not your bank. Again, they are them, you are you. Stay in your lane, won't be no traffic. But the reality of the situation is if you're just simply looking at how I do those things without really realizing that their business and your business are two different things, you're just going to find yourself spinning your wheels and doing busy work. I know I should be doing Instagram, or I know I should be doing video, or I know you're just doing without really getting into the first part of the foundation, which is this is my base. These are my goals. This is my business. These are my customers, and starting from that point and branching outward. Okay. Then once you branch outward, you start to apply marketing strategies and these things that you're learning from your girl crushes, your sheroes, and your heroes, integrating only what resonates and applies to your business versus trying to get your business to look like somebody else's. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent, but I really... it's easier for me to talk to you about it one-on-one because then I can specifically identify where you are in your business and then say, okay, this is your innards. This is how you branch out from that point. But, hopefully it can kind of give you a little bit of a sense of what you need to do, because some of you are spinning your wheels just because you're overwhelmed trying to figure out how am I going to apply and do all the things that I see these other people doing. I feel so behind, when the reality is that's not where you start. You start from your business first and then figure out the marketing strategies that are going to help you with your business first. Okay? Just as a side note. Now, going back to the conversation around throwing back Thursdays and bringing back at least one thing. As you know, the other side of the conversation is letting go of at least one thing. And I'm going to get to that in a second. Absolutely feel free to share this web class or tag somebody who needs to hear it as just to kind of as a reminder to let you guys know that. And of course, if you're just coming in here, make sure that as I share these recommendations, you don't forget to download the new version of the free Back on Track guide, which you can find at sistersense.com/BOTG. If somebody can drop that into the comment box for me, greatly appreciated, so that you can have the opportunity to catch up on all the Back on Track web classes, so that you can learn more about the holiday weekend sale coming up, the good, and giveaways there, and of course, take a look at some of the resources that I share as part of this Get Back on Track web class series. So the last thing that I want to share with you as far as thinking about doing a throwback opportunity is simply the fact that as a business owner, you've got to get better at generating consistent revenue. And there are different things that you can do. A lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, I see this, they burn themselves out very quickly by only creating new. If they're not doing a new speaking engagement, if they're not launching a new book, if they don't have a new program, they're not bringing in any money. And for me, what I've learned from Fortune 500 companies, from millionaires and six-figure-naires and whatever you want to call them heirs, what I've learned is the people who elevate and consistently generate money really dig into those products and services that people purchase consistently on a regular basis, right? You think about your favorite places that you go to, your favorite supermarket, your favorite store. 9 times out of 10, you're buying items that are that you need to replenish. Essentially, you're buying the same things over and over again, right? So being in a space where you've got what I like to call your signature offers is really, really important. And knowing that you not only are in a space where you need to always talk about new things that you're doing, but consistently talk about the offers that you've created before is really, really, really important. You have to get better at generating consistent income. Absolutely. Which is really one of the things that I talk about as part of the Cash Flow Goals audio series, how to generate that consistency, especially around the 7-day calendar. So you'll notice that from Monday to up to today, and then we're going to go hopefully through the whole week in the series, the different things that you need to do as far as your 7-day calendar. And I talk about it a lot more in detail as far as the audios, because of course each day I'm giving giving you an opportunity to really dig into the recommendations that I want to share with you for that day. But I thought this was just a great way for me to just kind of have these web class conversations with you, especially for those of you, again, who are looking to bring back the fire and the focus. You know, if your fire has fizzled, we want to make sure that you can bring back that energy to do what you need to do to move forward. So consider, oh, I don't have my water. This would be a good opportunity for me to have some water right now. Hold on 1 second here. Take an opportunity to share this while I take a good look at, oh, just as a friendly reminder, if for those of you who, if you need help with, I think somebody said to me yesterday that they needed help with their graphics and their digital content. When you download your Back on Track guide, that last page has Sense support services. So if you need help with graphics or Canva, you know, if you need help with putting some of these things together, we can certainly work together. And you can also just email me to get some clarity around working with me if you need that. Okay. So thinking about for yourself, one way to create consistency is to every week be proactive about promoting things in your business. And you've got to be honest, some of you are not proactively selling every week or even every day. Some of you are not proactively selling at all. And you want to get into the habit of creating more promotions more often. And you don't always have to rack your brain, meaning that the promotion has to be a new offer. Because I think a lot of people get stuck and they're like, well, I don't want to sell the same thing again because I'm going to say the same thing again and I don't know how to say something different. Right? But a part of that is just consistently using not so much the same offers, but the same promotional strategies, more consistency, and that's going to help you bring in that regular revenue. So getting sales surges, learning how to bring in consistent revenue is definitely a reason why you should start to do throwbacks more often in your business. And hopefully some of the strategies that I've shared with you today can give you a segue, you know, a sense of how you can do that. Now, I'm going to say this. Number one, there is one more recommendation that I'm going to share as far as the Throwback Thursday experience. Outside of maybe you coming up with something you can do this Thursday or next coming Thursday, one way to generate more consistency is to automate your throwbacks. And I'm going to share that with you in a second. Every week, be proactive regarding promoting your services and products. Yes. So you can do that manually or via some form of automation, which is something that I talk about with my private clients all the time. I actually have a concept that I talk about, and it's the New Deal newsletter. And what you're doing with the New Deal newsletter is you're sitting down, you're being intentional. You know, when I'm on here and I talk about things that you need to do in your business, I'm big on strategy and intention. You sit here, you get clear about what you want to share, and then you come up with your newsletter, right? So I have a course. It's on how to put together your own 12-month newsletter. One of my clients said to me, LaShanda, I want to dig into that course because I need to do that. By the way, if you get the Smart Start bundle, number one, because it's the weekend holiday promotion, which is going to be ending. It's a 7-day promotion because I'm actually extending it until Monday because the holiday is on Monday. So on Tuesday it ends. So it's from now until, well, it started yesterday. Some of you in my circle, ladies, have already seen that the promotion started yesterday, but it's a 7-day holiday weekend experience, right? In that, the Smart Start bundle you can get for half off. The premium GoPro level, for those who want to GoPro when it comes to starting smart in their online business, that includes really great trainings like how to do webinars, how to create your brand products. And one of them, the one that I'm talking about right now, is how to create your own branded 12-month newsletter. And so one of my clients, I said, okay, listen, 12 months is the goal, but let's start and finish somewhere. Do the first 3 months. That was what we were talking about yesterday. Do the first 3 months of the 12-month sequence. And then once you've completed that, then you can move forward in the process, right? I love it. Good. So be in a space where, yeah, you've got your larger goals, your bigger goals, the 12-month, the 1 year, but start off and get clear about what you can do in 3-month period. Okay. I love it, my magic timer. I said, okay, LaShanda, I want to know when you hit the 30-minute mark. I'm going to turn it back on for another 30 minutes because we've got another part of this session to talk about today. Awesome. Someone just got the Smart Start Business Bundle. It's so awesome. I get alerts when I see that. I'm not sure if you're watching me live right now, but good. And again, feel free to share this session and make sure that you turn on notifications, whether you're watching via the Facebook Live or you're watching via the YouTube replays. Make sure you turn on alerts and notifications so that you guys can see when I'm hosting these live sessions, as well as when I'm uploading the replays to YouTube. So for those of you who are just coming in, feel free to share this, number one. Number two, drop in the comment box and say hello. Let me know who you are. And of course, number three, just a quick recap for you. Today I'm talking about you getting back on track by bringing back one thing and letting go of another. Right now, when it comes to the bring back, I'm talking about the throwback concept. And essentially what you want to do there is to consider that if you've tongue-tied, consider if you've previously created products before, come back with one of your signature products and share that with your community, either as a Throwback Thursday promotion for today or plan one for next week, right? Now, in addition to considering something that you can plan either for this week or next one, you can automate the process by creating what I call the New Deal newsletter. So you sit down and you come up with sharing at least one offer a month, and then you send that out via your newsletter. You automate the process. Now, if you can automate the process for yourself, amazing. But if you have struggled with the technical side of things, you do know that's something that I can help you do as part of my Done With You services. So when I talk about the automated process, essentially think about for yourself some of the companies that you love that you find in your inbox, maybe every week or even every day, because sometimes Bath and Body Works, they be blowing up my email inbox like multiple times in one day. And I stay because I love the coupons. Right? You want to think about for yourself, what are some of your signature offers? Can you put them in a sequence so that you can create an automated newsletter? So at least even when you're not proactively sending out email newsletters to your community, something is automated and going out. Now, there are certain things that I talk about when it comes to putting your New Deal newsletter together the right way, and I go into it inside of the course. Again, when you get the Smart Start bundle, if that's something that you feel that you want to grab, that is the Create Your Brand Newsletter course. That's a part of the GoPro Premium bundle. That's the ultimate bundle with all the good inside of it. And as I mentioned before, as part of my holiday weekend promotion, at least for the next 72 hours, you can get the whole Smart Start bundle, the light version to the premium bundle, and all the good in it for half off. The details for that are currently inside of the Back on Track Guide, sistersense.com/BOTG, which stands for Back on Track Guide. New Deal newsletter. I love it. Awesome. Listen, setting up automation is essential, especially if you're trying to get back on track, because time is of the essence and you want to make the most of your time. So you guys, for those of you who are in a space where you are sending out emails to your community, you can be honest with me and yourself. If all the time, hey Tracy, how are you, my dear? Good to see you here. Think about if when you're sending out emails, you're only sending out manual emails, where if you're not writing it and hitting the send button, nothing goes out. And for some of you, your email marketing campaigns are just sitting there, collecting dust because you never send out emails. So creating an automated New Deal newsletter, specifically with the throwback concept in mind, which is you picking out your signature offers and consistently sharing at least one solid sale promotion at least once a month. If you could do once a week, or if you could do once every other day, okay, that's a good way to bring in that consistency, because remember, there are going to be people who are coming to you and are new to your circle, so they've never seen anything that you got, and in order for them to be aware of it, you actually have to physically share it. And then number two, they're going to be people who maybe they heard about you or that particular offer before, but they weren't in a space where they were ready to receive it. And in divine right timing, they'll get a message from you that says, hey, go get that today. And you're like, yay. it's a wow and win situation, which is something that I talked about yesterday, right? You wow consistently your audience. They win because they're going to get the content from you, and you win because you're going to bring in that consistent revenue. Okay. Yesterday I talked about wow and win Wednesday, and today it's all about a throwback Thursday effect. Okay. So just to be clear, just to recap the first part of my conversation for today, bring back at least one thing. There are 3 reasons why you should consider doing throwbacks either once or more consistently. And those 3 reasons are: number 1, if you're working on your back end, it's a smart thing to do a throwback so you got something to promote on your front end. Number 2, if you are working on a new offer and all your time and energy is focused on that new offer, while you're doing that, just check in and say, hey, if I've been quiet for a little while, I know I'm busy. It's because I'm working on this, but I do have something available to you right now that I've previously created, and you can get that good if you haven't already gotten it. And then, of course, number 3, it's about that consistency, whether you do the automation or you're more consistent with doing regular promotions, at least on a weekly, if not monthly basis. Okay. So let's see. Wow and Win Wednesday. Yes, that's what it's all about. I need help with setting up automation. Okay, good. So check in with me. Definitely let me know what it is that you're working on right now. And remember, when you download the latest version of the Back on Track guide, go to the last page. You'll see Sister Sense Support Services. I have web design services, graphic design services, and also the digital content creation program, which I call Look, Learn, Launch. And in that program, I can definitely do this stuff with you. Done with you essentially means we're going to combine your great ideas and your great content with my superpower technical skills. So you have the content, I do the technical automation and the graphics, and we put it together. That's what the Done With You Look, Learn, Launch program is all about. And within that program, you have an opportunity to either sign up for one project that we do together or up to 4 projects that we can do. Okay. So each registration counts as one project, and you can do up to 4 registrations for us to work together, either for 1 month to 90 days and more, depending upon how many projects you sign up for. Okay. But of course, as I'm sharing this with you guys, if you look at these things inside of the Back on Track guide and you still have questions, feel free to simply email me, sistersense@gmail.com, and or look on the Sister Sense website, click the gray tab on the right, and send me a voice message. All right. So, my dears, let me head on to the second part of today's conversation. As I said to you, I want you to not only consider bringing back one thing that's really going to help give you this opportunity to have a sales surge and consistently check in with your community, I want you to consider letting go of one thing. Letting go of one thing. As I share this with you, I think about a conversation that Steve Harvey had in a video I was watching of him one time in Oprah, and he was talking about his book, and he talked about the wagon. Anybody ever heard that conversation with Steve Harvey and the wagon? And he says, you know, you're going up the hill and you got this wagon, and you got all these people sitting on your wagon, just taking up space, weighing you down, and you the only person pushing this wagon. You gotta let some of these people off. They gotta get off. They're weighing you down. If they're not pushing a wheel, if they're not helping you move things forward, if they just kind of sitting there, weighing things down, they need to get off, right? And you've got to think about that for yourself. There are either people or mindsets or things in your life and in your business that you have to let go of so that you can lighten the load and move faster as far as where you want to be, because this conversation about getting on track implies that you are behind in some way, which means in order for you to get to where you want to be relatively quickly, you got to release some things. So there are 3 things that I want you to consider letting go of. And if any of these 3 or all of these 3 you can relate to or identify with, this is definitely the opportunity to check yourself and consider how do you move out of those spaces. The 3 things are as follows. I'm going to just say them all out loud first, and then I'm going to dig into each of them. Number 1, you've got to let go of shame. Shame of failure, shame of you doing things or things happening to you in the past, and for whatever reason you're holding yourself back or fearful of doing new things because of that shame of failure and the past. That's number 1. Number 2, you have to let go of indecisiveness, that self-doubt that keeps telling you, no, No, you know, y'all used to never do double dutch. I was double handed, so I never did double dutch. Single, I was good at the single. But you know, the double dutch, you know, should I get in? Should I get in? So you got to let go of indecisiveness and doubt. And because if that is something that is crippling you, and there are some of you who say you're spinning your wheels, some of that spinning is indecision. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I try this? Should I stop that? You got to let go of that. You've got to start to get into a place where you are confident in your decisions. Because if you do not make a decision, you're choosing to do nothing. And every single day is a gift. Every day you do nothing, you are delaying your greatness. Ugh, you're talking to me. Shame, indecisiveness, doubt. This is all crippling me. Whew. Listen, this is something that, for me, is a big conversation. And I'm going to tell you why, just as a side note. But wait. I'll tell you why it's a big conversation in a second. Let me get you all three. So indecisiveness is number 2. Number 3, you have to let go of the whispers. The whispers are those voices quietly, internally, inside of you, and externally outside of you. Because there are some people too whispering in your ear, telling you things that they are unqualified to share. And those whispers are telling you things like, why bother? It's too late. Somebody already did this. You know, it's funny because I saw this graphic on Instagram yesterday, which essentially said, if Rihanna said everybody else has a makeup business, why bother? She would not have created Fenty Beauty, which has changed the game, which is a multi-million-dollar business. If she said, yes, everybody has a makeup line, why bother, right? Why do that? I need to do something different. I need to have makeup that you can put on with your eyes closed. You know what I mean? Something crazy, right? You can change the game doing something that you feel like everybody else is doing too, because they don't have you yet, right? So you got to get rid of all the negative voices telling you can't, it won't work, it's not the right time. All of those whispers need to be removed, right? Cancel. Exactly. Cancel, right? One of my clients, Lynette, always says, cancel, clear, delete. Cancel, clear, delete. Drop that in the comment box. Cancel, clear, delete. Cancel, clear, delete. You've got to remove what I call those whispers. Well, not what I call, actually, this is what Lynette calls it. And I'm always clear to share when I have messages that are my own versus messages that I receive from amazing ladies in my circle. Lynette Crosby, the creator of All Roads Lead to Ascension, one of my favorite personal clients. She's a light worker. She's a healer. She's an amazing, amazing woman. And we did a training together last year, and we talked about the whispers, those voices that are internal, external, in your ear, telling you about things that you cannot do or should not do, when the reality is that everything is up to you. You're in control. You are in control. So one of my private clients, maybe about a month or 2 ago, she said to me, okay, LaShanda, this is what I want to focus on with you. I want to focus on procrastination because for whatever reason, I just cannot hit the go button. I'll do this and this and this, but I just can't hit go. So she actually motivated me to create what I call the Stop Procrastinating 28-Day Challenge. I sat down and I thought about myself, and I thought about my 20 years working with so many amazing women. What are these things that stop you from doing the things that you need to do? So I created the Stop Procrastinating 28-Day Challenge, which is normally $27, but I literally put it inside of the catch-up kit because I wanted to give you these opportunities to not just participate in the web classes, but get a lot of the resources that I've created at a reduced rate. So right now inside of the catch-up kit, the Stop Procrastinating Challenge is $10, but that's going to go up. So once the holiday weekend is over, it's going to go back up to the regular rate of $27. It's a 28-day automated challenge. I send you every single day messages on different things that you can do to stop the procrastinating bug inside of you, because procrastination rears its head in different ways, and I'm going to share 3 of those ways with you today. So just remember that when you look inside of your Back on Track guide, which is absolutely free, it's a free guide with the replays to all of the web classes I'm doing as part of the Back on Track series, plus resources that I want to share with you like the Smart Start bundle, as well as the Stop Procrastinating Challenge, and a few others. Those links are inside of your guide. If you don't have it, go get it. If you got it, get the new version, because there is a new version at sistersense.com/BOT, which stands for Back on Track Guide. And of course, just for the holiday weekend, you also have the opportunity to get a reduced rate on a lot of these good goods, plus some giveaways too that I want to share with you. I'm actually doing a fabulous giveaway for the holiday weekend, and I'm giving away one clarity call plus a $50 Girl Boss Bucks credit. And essentially, the Girl Boss Bucks, you get $50 that you can use in my store however you want it. And that's the giveaway for those of you who either want an opportunity to get a 30-minute clarity call with me, plus an opportunity to get $50 and just get a lot of good in my store. By the way, a lot of my good is like $1 and $5 and $10, so you can get some good for 50 bucks. You can get some serious good. You ever notice how sometimes you go to one store and for $50 you get like a bag with 2 things in it, or 1 thing if that much, and then you go to your other store where you come out with like 3 bags. You're like, girl, I did some shopping today. I'm the latter. I'm that kind of store. So just as a side note, make sure that you get your Girl Boss. Well, no, not the Girl Boss. Yes, you get an opportunity to sign up for the giveaway and get your Girl Boss Bucks. That opportunity to sign up for the giveaway plus more is inside of your resource guide. I need all of your courses. Well, I'm going to tell you, honey. If you need those courses, this is the weekend to get it, because I've literally made sure that the Smart Start bundle, you can slash off half off of it, which is interesting because the Smart Start bundle is a throwback. So I threw it back at a reduced rate. It's already half off. And then I said, for the ladies in my circle, I'm going to do it as another half off. So I did a half off coupon. So it's kind of like a quarter off. No, like 75 off, I guess. When you use the coupon, just by standard, it's half off right now. And then after this holiday weekend, it's going to go to a higher rate by standard. So you're getting the reduced rate that it is right now, plus a 50% off coupon, which is pretty cool. So this is the weekend to grab what you need to succeed, Sister Sense style. So now let me dive into, as I mentioned before, these 3 areas that I really want you to think about. And I'm going to talk about what I call the procrastinating pro personalities. There are different personalities traits that start to show up so that you can identify, am I procrastinating in this way, right? And I talk about all of these different type of personalities as part of the series. We're going to talk about 3 of them today. So the first one is the conversation around shame. And one of the personalities I talk about is Shame on Me Sheila. And essentially, Shame on Me Sheila is in a space where, number one, she has shame around either things that she's done in the past or things that have been done to her. And even though those things have been done to her, she is holding the blame. She is holding the shame because she feels like, how dare I? How dare I want to put this out there? How dare I want to change my life? How dare I think that people would value or buy these things from me based on who I am? Shame on me. Shame on me for wanting more. Shame on me for thinking that people would see more in me than I see of myself. You ever have that feeling? You feel like Valerie Burton, love Valerie. She's been a Power Circle expert in my circle for several years. And she is also the author of so many wonderful books. She is a life coach, and she coaches other people on how to become coaches. One of the things that Valerie introduced me to, and many women to, is this concept of the imposter syndrome. Like, you are just faking it to make it so much that you are in constant freak out mode that somebody out there is going to identify you as an imposter. She not who she says she is, right? Some of that is that shame on me feeling. And when you are similar to a shame on me Sheila, you will put yourself in a space where you subconsciously don't do the things that you say you want to do because you don't feel you ultimately deserve it. See, here's the reality. Everybody who can jump on here and share can say, I'm an entrepreneur. But there's a difference between being a real entrepreneur and having an entrepreneurial spirit. Because as a real entrepreneur, you may come up with an idea today, and today or 2 days from now or a week from now or a month from now, that idea is launched. But when you got an entrepreneurial spirit and that's all you got, you will sit on your ideas. You have the spirit within you to sell and live in your purpose and have freedom and do what you want to do and make your own way. But then you don't, because you procrastinate and you delay, and all of these things are chipping away at you that prevent you from moving forward. So I want you to think about that today. If you are a real entrepreneur and you are working towards the goals that you're looking for, or you've got an entrepreneurial spirit, but something is holding you back. Now keep in mind, you can be a real entrepreneur and have challenges, because we all have challenges. We're human beings. But the reality is you gotta work past those challenges. You gotta work through those challenges. If the challenges just keep stopping you and holding you back from doing anything, or doing things very slowly, that's where the issue lies. So number one, shame on you. Sheila is one of the procrastinating personalities that I talk about inside of the challenge. And each day, by the way, that I talk about these different personalities in the challenge, it's audio based. So I send you an audio message that genuinely is 5 to 10 minutes long. I try not to make the messages too long, because for me, I want you to get the message and then get moving. I share action steps that you should do every day to start to chip away at the bad habits so you can start to create good ones. And every day in those conversations, I'm sharing with you new or bringing back some of the pivotal procrastinating personalities that you need to check, right? Because it's going to take a while for you to repeat the positive productivity activities so that they become more habitual, right? This is me right now, getting me thinking over here. Good. It's all about deep thoughts, reflection, and mindset shifts. Me sharing with you doses of direction that are going to help you move forward. So when you're in a place where you are feeling ashamed, you've got to identify how you can let some of that shame go so that you can go forward. You can move forward in what it is that you want to do. And I share those let go, do this today recommendations with you as part of the procrastinating challenge, which again, right now is $10. When you click the link that says create your catch-up kit, you can get the whole 28-day challenge for $10, plus I think even less, to be honest with you, because there is a 10% off promotion for the holiday weekend. So yeah, it's going to be less than $10 if you use it with the promotion. But I wanted to make sure that finances or budget was not an excuse, because time is of the essence. And if you want these resources and courses to help you do what you need to do forward, you can utilize these resources and links, especially this weekend. So, indecisiveness. Whew. Indecisiveness. One of the things that I've been sharing with you all as part of the Get Back on Track series is this simple phrase that, for me, can move mountains. Stick to the plan. Good God, stick to the plan. You know, sometimes you're like, man, I need to do this and this and this and this and this, or should I do this? Or look at what she's doing. Oh, wow, that looks really good. I'm going to try that. And it's like, bing, 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 right? That creates indecisiveness, because number one, you're following one of the procrastinating pros that I talk about, which is List, Love, and Liz. And your list of things that you want to do just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you never just do. So a part of that is to stop making a longer list and stick to the plan. What are the things that you said you were going to do? Do those things. It's funny because I was on a clarity call with one of my clients yesterday, and she was asking me about, okay, well, what should I be doing right now? I talked about her a little earlier, and I said, okay, we're going to work inward. What are your core goals right now? Okay, so based on your goals, you need to do this, this, and this. So then she goes, well, I'm trying to start blogging. So do you have any recommendations of how I can start blogging? I said, look, I said, listen, I said what I said. Have you seen those memes The funniest meme, I think it is Niecy from Real Atlanta of Housewives. It's a meme, and it's like, I said what I said, and I said, do this, this, and this. Some of you are confused not because you don't know what to do, but you won't do what you know. There are things that you know you should be doing right now, and you can real talk, drop in the comment box. What are some things that right now you know you should be doing? But you keep adding stuff to the list. You keep telling yourself, I know I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something. What you're missing is momentum. Stick to the plan and start doing. Start doing. So in that conversation, I said to her, okay, I gave you 3 to 5 examples of things that you can write about for your target audience, right? And she said, okay, well, I want to figure out how to start blogging. I said, well, write those 5 articles. I said, don't even go on the blog yet. Sit down, open up your Word document, write those articles, finish. And I said, stop, hold on now. Don't sit there and start coming up with new article ideas. She started to laugh. She was like, oh my God, you know me so well. I said, I know, because I am a procrastinating pro. And I learned how to self-motivate myself and to stop making the list after list after list and cut the list short. Because lists are good, but they have to stop at a certain point. You got to cut it short so you can keep it moving, right? So I said to her, just start with the 5. Those are your 5 first blog articles. Then we can talk about more. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. So when I talk about indecisiveness and why you need to let that go, a part of it is, number 1, understanding that there are some of you out there that have the list-loving Liz personality, right? And I feel like I'm preaching, right? You're like, come on now. Some of you have list-loving Liz personality syndrome, number 1. Number 2, some of you are what I call paralyzed Pats and stuck Stellas. They're a crew. They're a little crew of friends. And sometimes you got your besties and y'all hang together. And they say, what is it? The degrees of separation. Is it that one? Well, no, I don't think it's that one. But the reality is that like-minded people tend to hang together in packs. So sometimes you'll see this crew with paralyzed Pat, stuck Stella, and list-loving Liz. And they all just feeling busy, feeling like they're getting something done, or feeling like they ain't doing nothing at all, right? Either way, you're finding yourself busy in the busy work of overthinking everything to the point where you're paralyzed, you're stuck, and you're exhausted because you're making all of these lists and you're like, good Lord, this list is so long, I don't know where to begin, right? This is good stuff. Good. The reality is, I wanted to create the procrastinating pro personality so that I can share with you different types of people that maybe you can relate to, and then break down what they need to do so that there's an opportunity for you to identify what you can do too, right? I wanted to make the process relatable. I wanted to make it fun, because procrastinating can be heavy. And real talk, when you procrastinate, a lot of times it's because the thing that you are supposed to do, you don't want to do because it does not feel good. Right? Kind of like eating right, or going to the doctor, right? Or doing, okay, I know that I have to do a 30-day email challenge. I know I have to do it, but God, I don't want to do it. Can I pay somebody else to do it for me? You're going to procrastinate because it doesn't feel good. So what we've got to do is identify what does not feel good and replace it with the real goods, which is you feeling accomplished, which is you doing things that can put you in the right mindset to move you forward. So if you're feeling paralyzed or stuck, or you're building super, super, super long lists, that's something that's going to prevent you from being in a space where you make decisions and you stop the decisiveness. If you feel indecisive about every single thing, you're going to end up always doing nothing. Overthinking and underperforming. Stop it. Drop that in the comment box. Overthinking and underperforming. Stop it. So sometimes even I have to remember to remind that of myself when, I find myself either looking outward too much or writing down too much. When are you actually going to stop writing and doing something? Right? Okay, well, all right. Okay. No more writing today. I'm going to do this, this, and this. Knock it out. Move it forward. You got to let go of indecisiveness. That's number 2. So 3 things I said to you, you got to let go so that you can move forward and get back on track. Number 1, shame. Number 2, indecisiveness. And number 3, the whispers. The whispers. So the last procrastinating pro personality I'm going to talk about today is negative Nelly. And I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. Oh, I'm being a negative Nelly. The negative Nellies out there always have a way of sharing something in a low vibrational way, right? Right? In a low vibrational way. When I say that, I say this. Let's say today you go, yeah, okay, I'm going to launch this and I'm going to do this. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, well, no, I don't know how to do that. Or, oh, well, such and such did that. It looks just like that. Well, or, oh, well, why would they buy that from me? They can get that online for free. Negative Nelly syndrome, right? Or, oh my God, I put it out there. And what if I share that thing? And when I share that thing, people don't like it, right? What if they go, oh my God, I could have got that for free. I want my money back. Negative Nelly. All of us have a little bit of negative Nelly inside of us. Number 1. Number 2, no, not never, Nisi. No, not never, Nisi. As you go through, if you sign up for the Stop Procrastinating Challenge, as you go through it, you also have an opportunity to real time inside of my private community, share what you're doing in the challenge. And I remember one of the ladies in the challenge posted in the group, and she said, when I listened to your audio on No, Not Never, Nisi, I was in tears. It broke me down. She said, of course, of course you would find a way to get me in my feelings and break me down. I said, but listen, real talk, this is about connecting to those things inside of you that you've been hiding or overlooking. No, Not Never, Nisi, she's got this trifecta effect of, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this. No, 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 no. Not going to work, not going to work, can't work, can't work. How about this? No, never going to happen. Not going to work, never going to happen. Can't be me. Me? No, my life is never going to change. And again, subconsciously, these thoughts are there. No one proactively decides that I'm not going to do anything today. No one proactively decides that I'm going to waste 5 years of my life doing nothing, or I'm going to be the victim and let everything defeat me. Those things happen in the little moments of you choosing not to do something, in the moments when you choose to go back to bed, in the moments when you choose to go on Facebook or Netflix or email somebody or get on the phone with that person who just wants to gossip, or the moment when you know that this is something that you really, really want to do, and for whatever reason, something inside of you is inclined to talk about that thing with that person who you know is a negative Nelly, ain't gonna have nothing good to say, gonna flip around everything you say in the wrong way, but you know this and still you decide to go to that person because you're choosing that unqualified person and feeling like if one day they can say yes, then that's confirmation for me to move forward. Sometimes we go to the wrong people and we know, but we're looking for something from them. We're looking for confirmation. We're looking for support. We're looking for a glow or flicker in their eyes, when that should have nothing to do with you doing what you need to move forward. The negative Nellies, the no, not never Nisis, being in a space where you're listening to the whispers, number 1. Number 2, that low vibrational negative energy is causing you to overlook every positive good thing in your life. Every gift that you have, everything you've received, where you are, every good aspect about it, the superpowers and the gifts that God has given you, you overlook every positive thing because the vibration and the volume is so high on the negative and the low. No. You got to let go of the whispers, let go of the shame, let go of the indecisiveness. So I want you to drop in the comment box, for those of you listening live or via the replay, if any of these, real talk, if any of these resonate with you, if you feel like I've got to let go of shame, drop that in there. If you feel like I have to let go of indecisiveness, drop that in there. If you feel like I have to let go of the negative thoughts, of the whispers, drop that in there. Feel free to share if there is something else that you feel like you need to let go of. Feel free to share it. This is your opportunity to begin the process of getting back on track and moving forward. Because once you identify your triggers, the thing that you can do is you can course correct when you come across them. And for me, that is superpower goal. So for example, if you find like you are easily distracted, Denise, I'm not going to talk about her today, but she's another procrastinating pro personality. If you find that you're easily distracted, once you're aware of, and I break down different types of things that might potentially distract you, once you are aware of, number one, the fact that you're easily distracted, and number two, those things that easily distract you, then when it happens, you can go, oh, nope, not falling into that rabbit hole. Let me cut that real quick and move forward. You know, it's funny. I keep using tissues, and I said, I'm going to use the washcloth because the tissues always get stuck to my face, and the washcloth ain't no doggone better. There's no doggone better. I'm going to watch this replay like, oh my gosh, I have white things all over my face today. Right? I needed this message. Good. Good. I'm so glad that it's been helpful to you. So I'm going to end our conversation. I'm going to end our conversation today as I begun when I said this focus back on track session is I want you to consider bringing back one thing in your life and in your business and letting go of one thing in your life and in your business. Now, you can do two things for me. Number one, based on what I've talked about today, whether it be the Throwback Thursday or the 3 things you need to let go, 3 reasons why you need to do a throwback, drop into the comment box and let me know if any of this has resonated with you. Anything that you say, yes, I'm going to do this or I'm going to think about that, feel free to drop that into the comment box. And then number 2, when you just think about period, bring back one thing, let go of another. What does that mean to you? Because maybe it means something different to you. But just in that statement, it's confirmation that it's time for you to bring back something or let go of something else. So I want you to have this opportunity to reflect on that and share that. Feel free to share that with me and the community here. And of course, last thing that I'm going to say is sharing is caring. So feel free to share this web class. Number 1, if you want to check in with me and share what you're going through and see maybe if there's a way for us to work together, feel free to email sistasense@gmail.com. And of course, don't forget, make sure that you get your Back on Track resource guide over at sistasense.com/BOTG guide. I'm super excited about all the good resources that I have for you in there. Plus, just to share before I drop off, there is an opportunity for us to partner together as part of the new partnership